Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pyramid. My name is Nick Aliffi. I will be your host. We are a show in the Soccer Down Here network, here based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And we have with us today two very, very special guests. We have Adam and Kingston Brewer. They are based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And why is a show in Atlanta, Georgia? Why are we having two people from Tulsa, Oklahoma on? Well, there's a very, very good reason. You see, on the Pyramid, when we talk about player development, there are a lot of different ways for kids to work their way up into becoming adult players who find a living playing this wonderful game of ours. And Kingston has found himself one of these avenues up, and that is via a Real Madrid summer camp based in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, where he was scouted and I'll say discovered, and along with two of his mates are now planning to go to Madrid. Adam and Kingston, can you guys talk to us a little bit about how this went down? How did you guys find the camp? And we'll start with that. And then Kingston, tell us a little bit about your first impressions of the camp. So let's start off, Dad, with how you heard about the camp and your initial thoughts on the project.
You choked me up a little bit there with that intro. My gosh, that is so cool. So yeah, Kingston's very since he was taking his first steps at 9 months, 1 week, I put a soccer ball at his feet, and he's loved it. Now, each summer is basically filled with as many camps as we possibly can. That's in between his indoor season, as well as his club pre-ECNL league that he does as well. He stays pretty active. So yeah, one of the tournaments, one of the camps that we signed him up for was a Real Madrid sponsored camp. And we sent three kids from our team, and they trained for 4 days. And so it was about a week. And it was a pretty serious camp, as I had told you. It wasn't a lot of playing around like there was in the other camps, and this was a serious deal. So we were told that they were going to select some kids to actually go to Madrid and train with Real Madrid. So we put it in his head that he's going to have to bust his tail as hard as he can, and we'll hope as much as we can. Lo and behold, we get an email 2 days outside of camp, and they've selected him to go train with Real Madrid.
Wow. Okay, so Kingston, man. Okay, first of all, Kingston, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
You're 10 years old. Okay, all right. So you're 10 years old. You show up to this camp. You've been doing some summer camps where you have, and look, we've seen these camps. They're fun. They're great. The counselors are a lot of fun. They may have played some college ball somewhere. They know what they're talking about. But you show up to this Real Madrid camp, and you have guys telling you immediately, all right, go here, do this, execute that. What were you thinking as you started these drills that they had you doing?
I was thinking, man, they're stricter than all these other camp coaches and all the other camps. So I thought, man, I'm gonna have to try as hard as I can.
Yeah, it takes a lot, because success doesn't start instantaneously, right? Like there are very few times that someone just walks into something and they're just very good right out of the gate. It takes a long time. So, talk about the times that you and your dad play. What are some things that your dad shows you and some of your coaches show you that you think maybe helped you stand out to these guys who are running this camp?
Good question. Trying to remember.
Is it like the time spent with the ball at your feet? Is it maybe?
Probably how many times I get passed and stuff, and I have the ball at my feet.
Yeah, and so Adam, whenever you're spending time and with Kingston and you're watching him grow and progress, were there a couple of moments where you said, "Man, this kid can really go"? Was there a couple of moments where what he was able to do kind of stuck out to you and said, "Oh, okay, all right, there's something here"?
Well, he's been athletic, just from the beginning. He's the second his feet hit the ground in the morning, he's just gone. So it was important for us to give him an outlet for some of that energy. But yeah, Nick, believe it or not, growing up in Enid, Oklahoma, I guess I was 5 years old, my first game, and apparently, and my mom tells me the story that we get done at Enid Soccer Club, and she throws me in the back of the minivan, and I said, "Hey, Mom, who won?" And she said, "Well, you guys did, son. The score was 5-0, and you scored all 5 goals." And I went, "Oh, cool, right." So fast forward, and this is no joke, man. Fast forward to his first game. He's 5 years old. First game he's ever played in his life. Score is 5-1. He had all 5 goals. It's his first game he ever played in his life. And
wow,
his mom and I, obviously on the sideline, she knows the story about that as well. And if you think my eyes were dry, Nick, you're crazy. I mean, and that's when I knew it's like we've got something here. So, as a parent, we want to just give every opportunity that we can to our kids, and we've done that with King and soccer. And he just, how it is, man. You have a family. We have a soccer family now.
Yep.
We go out of towns, and there's 40 people on our sidelines, buddy. We travel. Everybody gets hotels. We all eat together. We play together. We stay at each other's house, and do sleepovers and stuff with the kids. And, we're a family. It's definitely a lifestyle,
That's something that, you and I were talking before we started recording about the way we grew up playing. And my dad played at a pretty high level, but with me, there was no, I grew up in Paulding County, Georgia, right? There was nothing out there. We had some busted up fields. We had some, the nets were barely hanging on in some places. And soccer was just sort of the sport to the side. And one thing as I watch more professional games here in the United States, whether it's USL, whether it's MLS, I start seeing more and more players when they flash up those little lower thirds on a player. Stillwater, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, more and more and more. I keep seeing these players. There really seems to be something special happening right now in the state of Oklahoma, where these kids are, it's just one after another of these kids who are coming out technically very gifted players. They can play really well with their feet. They're identifying passing options very quickly, and the work rate, like the kids seem very committed to playing. So Kingston, it's very important. Even if you're technically gifted, even if you're very good with your feet, you have a great shot, you can pass anywhere on the field. The love of the game is so critical. It's so important. Kingston, can you tell us just a little bit about your love for the game? Like, what does the game mean to you when you play soccer? I know it's a big question, man, but talk to me a little bit about your love of the game. How does the game make you feel?
Anytime before the game, I'm always nervous because you never know what's gonna happen. But once you get out there, you're ready. You're on your toes, and you're ready. And once you finish that game, whether you win or you lose, you're just happy to be out there, and you're happy to be playing.
Oh, I love it. See, that's the stuff I love. Is when it's a fun. It's just. The love of playing is like, man, we may have won today, we may have lost today, but I had a really good time going. And I'm well aware, because my sister-in-law lives in Tulsa, and I'm always hearing about these tournaments in Dallas and and maybe St. Louis or somewhere else. And it's like the Oklahoma Road Warriors. You guys are piling into cars and you're rolling, into all these different states for tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Now you're going to be rolling in a slightly different direction, and that's to the airport and then wheels up to Madrid.
Crazy.
What are your Dad? What are your thoughts on this opportunity to go and be in Madrid for a little bit? And what are some of the things you're looking at right now from that perspective?
Well, obviously, not a lot of families can just up and go to Spain for a week. That's just, it's not quite feasible. Again, we do have a good support system of family and friends around us, but it's a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to get him there. You know, just leaving the state to go out and play, is a really cool experience for several reasons. But I mean, I've dreamt my whole life of seeing a La Liga game or getting to see a game over in Europe. That's for 42 years of my life, I've dreamt of doing that. And to know that I get to, take my son over there and he's going to be training, it just, again, it's hard to even talk about. It's a dream come true. But yeah, we've put together a little fundraiser that we've had a few donations to, which we're really happy about. And funny enough, Nick, a handful of those donations came from people I played soccer with 30 years ago.
Love it. Look, because it's the community never really dies, right? I mean, we grow older and, we keep playing. And I know with, for example, when my dad plays, there was a period of time that my dad and I were in the same over 30 league, which was really crazy. They'd be like, who's that guy over there? That's your dad? I'm like, yeah. He's like in his 60s playing. But he plays with all these old ex-professionals now in the over 50 and the over 60 league, and they're still going. Over 50, over 60, they're still playing. And if you talk to any of these older players, and Kingston, this is for you, man. All these older players say, you got to love the game, and sometimes the ball falls your way, and sometimes the ball doesn't fall your way. But as long as you keep the love of the game, you're going to be A-okay. Everything's going to work for you. Now, Kingston, from what we talked about earlier on, man, you watch a little Premier League, you watch a little Champions League. You are well familiar with those infamous white and purple jerseys that they wear at Real Madrid. Are you excited about this, man? Like, what's the thing you're looking forward to most in Madrid?
In Madrid, I'm looking forward to all the new foods. I'm excited to try some of those, and we actually do get some tickets, I'm pretty sure, to go see them play.
A La Liga game. It's not specified yet, but they are going to take us to a La Liga game.
Oh, beautiful!
And there's time in the itinerary as well for, to go explore the beautiful city of Madrid. Which, hello, bucket list.
That's a bucket list. That's a bucket list city for sure. It's like Rome, Madrid, Paris, Barcelona. These are all cities that are like, we got to go check that out. And to go and to be able to, to kick a ball around while you're there and kind of have an experience with that, man. That's absolutely fantastic. Well, look, here's what we're going to do. All right. We're going to, you sent me the link for the fundraiser. I want to go ahead and I want to attach it to this show. So that way anyone who's listening to this can help out, because this is,
thank you.
These are normal. Look, for anyone who's listening right now, I don't care where you are. If you're in Atlanta or you're in Oklahoma, Texas, California, New York, we have listeners in Argentina. We have listeners, believe it or not, Mongolia, because on our international show, we talk. I mean, look, we're kind of soccer nuts, Kingston. Okay, we're talking about like second division Mongolian league. We're talking like third division Uruguayan league. I mean, we're crazy like that. But we have a big community, and one thing about this great sport, and what I love most about this sport, is that it allows people from almost any economic background to participate. Right?
Absolutely.
You can be richer than rich. You can have maybe less resources than others. It doesn't matter. You can still play, but that doesn't mean from time to time that the community can't rally around some of our fellow ballers and offer a little bit of support. I think it's kind of important. And look, Kingston, man, when you're trying these new foods, I need to get you with my son, because my son doesn't eat anything. Right? He's like scrambled eggs and a bagel, maybe.
Chicken nuggets,
Chicken nuggets, but man, you're gonna be getting some paella, man. You're gonna be getting some of the best food going I hope you're ready for it. I hope you're ready for it. I know Dad's ready for it, man. I hope you're ready.
No, you had me at paella, Nick. Come on.
Man,
God.
I don't know if dinner's ready yet, man. I got to figure this out because I'm making myself hungry. But, I think it's important, man, that, look, please just promise me something, Kingston, okay? That you keep the love of the game, all right? You have a great opportunity here, but there's no pressure with it, man. It's because it's your love of the game. That should not change no matter what. And because this is an opportunity not just for a chance to be with to sign for Real Madrid, but this is a chance to just be with Real Madrid, and to kind of see like, all right, the ball's moving this, at this speed. Yeah, I can do that. This is no problem. Moving the ball, participating, man. Look, Kingston, you belong there. Okay. All right. They picked you, right? They picked you. They picked two of your other teammates there. Brother, you belong. All right. And so don't let anyone ever tell you don't belong because you are going to be on that plane. You and your parents going to Madrid. You belong. So it's you have. I love the fact that you're the love of the game is there. I love that you and your family are traveling. You got a community around you. Keep that community tight. Stay close to your parents, man. Listen to what mom and dad have to say. They got some great advice for you. But all of the best of luck here from Atlanta. I'm going to be pulling for you. Please keep me in the loop on how it goes. What I'm hoping for. After all this is done, this experience has passed, come back on the show, talk about it, and we would love to have you, man, because I'm telling you, I think you got a bright future.
Absolutely, Nick. We'll definitely keep you up to date, and thank you so much. It's not a GoFundMe, it's fundraiser, which is fundraiser with RAZR, and then it's / goes to Spain with a hyphen in between. It's a mouthful, but KB goes to Spain . $1 is good, and so is 10, and so is 100. But anything is helpful. And thank you to your soccer community and your audience that has given us a voice from little old Tulsa, Oklahoma, my friend.
Hey, look, people. I say this all the time. People talk about one of the better food towns, and I always mention Tulsa, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like, there's this place called Ziggy's in Tulsa that is like this German deli restaurant that I will put the Pepsi challenge.
I think we might be pronouncing it wrong, but every darn deer hunter in this area takes their deer to there to get processed because it's just, and then they do. They've got a counter inside, and that you're right, man. That's funny. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. The McNally's group has a big old hands full of restaurants here. Chef Ben Alexander, his son, plays on our team, and so we get to frequent a bunch of handfuls of his restaurants and stuff. And soccer family, man. It's fun.
It's always good to know a chef. It's always good to know a chef. No matter where you go, it's always good to know a chef.
Yes.
Well, look, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like I said, there's a lot of talent coming out of that part of the country. And I challenge anyone on the East Coast, because I live on the East Coast. I lived in New Jersey, spent a lot of time in New York, and I've plenty of friends on the West Coast. The middle of the country is not flyover country. It's not something we just skip. And especially if you're trying to ID talent, I'm telling you right now, watch any USL game, watch any MLS game, and pretty soon, if things go right, we may see some that nice big okay, behind a lot of players' names, Kingston, and we can showcase. Look, Oklahoma's producing a ton of talent. My absolute best to you guys. Prayers up for you guys. Hopefully, let's see what we can do to support you. And until next time, thank you so much for being on here. Thank you so much for giving your time, and we hope to hear from you very, very soon. And for the rest of our audience, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Soccer Down Here, The Pyramid. We will be bringing you much more content in the coming days from collegiate coaches, professional coaches, players all the way up. From the bottom of the pyramid to the tippy top, because that is the pathway that we must walk if we're trying to progress in this game. Until next time, my name is Nick Aliffi. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.